How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to calibrate a Rosemount 16 transmitter. This Rosemount 16 has a range of 0 to 250 inches of water column. Today we're going to set the range to measure from 50 to 200. When this is getting set up, the way we have it is that we got main air supply coming in, then it goes to a T, and out of the T we're going into this Wallace Teranan pneumatic calibrator. And on this scale here, the outer is inches of water. This inner right here is going to be PSI. It's coming out of there to the high side. The high side of how processes would be hooked up. The high side is what's actually getting measured. It's what's under pressure. The low side is the atmospheric. We don't want to measure that. So bringing in power to this way we got it hooked up to 24 volts of DC, bringing the hot side to positive side to a 250 ohm resistor, out of it back into the leads going to the Rosemount 16, and then carrying on to complete the circuit. It's a basic series circuit. And on the back of here you see these little probes coming from your HART transmitter. Got the positive side hooked up to here and the negative to here. A lot of times you're going to have to look at the manual or be able to get to the back and actually look and decipher which side is positive and which side is a negative so you can hook your leads up. But the amazing thing is this piece of equipment right here. It's the HART 475 field communicator. It does calibrations while it's hooked up to a process without you having to tear it completely apart and calibrate it at a station. You could sit right there on job site and get it ready. So once you got everything hooked up, powered on, it's going to come up to this screen. You're going to select HART. It's going to load up, and then it's going to start looking for devices. And it's going to start selecting. The beauty about these field communicators is that it can save what you've calibrated, and then you can take it and connect it to a computer. That way you'll have multiple storage of the same data. That way, in case something needs to be replaced, you put in a new one, you can go back to your computer and see what it was set to, have it put into here, then you can set it on to there. Alright, since our Rosemount 16's popped up, you press 1 and it'll bring it to 16 Rosemount. It's going to load. It's going to pop up this application talking about how non-zero status codes found, ignore next 50 occurrences of status, and this is what it's also reading. 1 analog output 1 is digital representation are outside the operating range limits and will not respond to input. Select yes. Alright, our range today is set from 50 to 200. Well, see here, this is already calibrated for 30 inches of water to 100 inches of water. But we're going to change that. So you're going to select device setup. Same code's coming back, told us to ignore it. And the device setup is coming up. You want to press 3 to go to the basic setup. And it's going to come up. And now we got to change the values, the range values. So you press 3 again. It's going to pull up range values. You want to key in on the keypad what your inputs are going to be. So you just press 1. It's going to pull up the LRV and the URV. LRV stands for lowest range value, and URV stands for upper range value. And also too, you're going to show here number 4 and number 5. It's showing as low, the lowest it can calibrate to is negative 250, and upper is positive 250. That's the max that this Rosemount 16 can handle. But we want to change all that. So you want to select number 1 to change it, and then you're going to go through how ours is set to 50. We wanted to set to 50. Press 50 and then hit enter. It just changed it to 50. I'm going to press 2 and then change it to 200. and then press enter. Now that both of them are changed, you want to hit send. And now it's changed it. Now it's changed what it's set to read. So you're going to hit home, and it's already set to here. So now we can move over here and look at this gauge, and we can add air pressure. And the cool part is that we can read here, but we can also read here on the HART, how many inches that we're reading at so far after we hit save. Tell it okay. Tell it to override. And see, it shows that we're reading at 52.88. We need to bring it down. It's about as close as that I can get it with here. And you see right here, 4.010 milliamps. It also tells what milliamp output signal is being transmitted from there. And also too, right here, you can see how I've already did the 5-point test. When we're at 50, it's 0% at 4 milliamps. If you crank it up to 20%, it would be at 80 inches of water column, and you will get 7.2, so on and so forth, all the way till you get to 200, which is our upper range value. It'll be at 100%, and it'll give us 20 milliamps. These HART transmitters is a very good tool to have. Highly recommended. It makes calibration so much easier. Originally, they're over $5,000, but right now they got them on sale for $4,600. So if anybody wants to buy one, I suggest go on their website and get one on order. It's a very unique tool to have.